Today is a great, wonderful, amazing, incredible day, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a Sweden day, not just a Sweden day, but a Sweden language day. This is the best Nordic language to learn. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
Norwegian, Swedish and Danish are basically the same language, so which one should you learn? Norsk. Norwegian is...
No. Honestly, that is a dilemma. I did think about this. Obviously, I've said to you guys, I'm going to learn Swedish. I want to learn Swedish. However, Danish and Norwegian is very close to Swedish, especially Norwegian. And I don't know, in my head, I'm like, do I learn Swedish or do I learn Norwegian? I don't think Danish, but I'm definitely like a bit like, Norwegian or Swedish? I don't know. Anyways, let's see.
traditionally said to be a West Nordic language, more closely related to Icelandic and Faroese. But that's not really true, because Icelandic and Faroese are basically incomprehensible to us mainlanders, and Norwegian and Swedish, if you take them side by side, you will have a dialect continuum where the languages kind of merge at the border. If you look at the development from Old Norse, one could argue that these are two separate languages, but realistically, they aren't really, and Norwegians and Swedes can understand each other very well.
Let me ask you a question. Do people in the western part of Sweden, so say, I don't know, Gothenburg, can you guys understand Norwegians more than, I'm sure everyone can understand Norwegians, but do you think that your accent and the way you speak Swedish is closer to the Norwegians than, say, the Stockholmers? Let me know. I'm interested to know, like, how easy you find it to understand Norwegians, and if you're from more on the west side of Sweden, do you understand the Norwegians even more? Let me know in the comment section, because I know the very south of Sweden, like there's like a crossover with the Danes and understanding the Danes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But let me know in the comment section.
Marie Jo, men kjenner ikke dere da Emil og Sebastian? Ja, Sebastian gikk i klassen vår faktisk. Ja.
Norwegian is spoken by approximately 5 million people, and here it comes. If you learn Norwegian, you need to learn 2 different spelling standards and also ways of expressing yourself.
What?
We have bokmål, which is more oriented towards Danish, and we have nynorsk, which is more oriented towards certain dialects. And here you can see the differences between the 2 writing.
Let's see if I can read that in Norwegian. Okay, I don't speak Norwegian. Jag snackar ikke norsk. Jag snackar ikke norsk. I don't know.
Systems. So we have jeg snakker ikke norsk.
Jeg snackar ikke norsk.
And jeg snakker ikke norsk. Svenska. Now, Swedish is very much like Norwegian. We both have pitch accents, and certain ways of expressing yourself in Norwegian is how you would say it in a bunch of Swedish dialects. So here, the talk of a dialect continuum really shines. Jag talar svenska. Jag
talar svenska. Jag snackar
svensk. And a very common colloquial way to say this in Swedish is jag snackar svenska. So
okay, that's I speak Swedish is jag snackar svenska. jag snackar svenska. Tongue twisters.
Here you can really see how close these languages are. Swedish is spoken by approximately 10 million people, so in this regard, it is the biggest of the 3 Scandinavian languages here. So maybe that's a reason for you to pick Swedish.
Därför har jag tillsammans med mina föräldrar beslutat att omgående börja på Hillerska riksinternat.
Young Royals, if you guys have... Okay, I know I get a lot of questions about my Patreon. I have to apologize to everyone that, used to subscribe to my Patreon or still subscribe to my Patreon, I used to do videos and used to watch TV shows a lot more on my Patreon. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing with my Patreon, whether I continue to do that. It takes a lot of time to sit down and watch TV shows. But if you're interested, there are like maybe 100 episodes of various Swedish TV shows that I watched over the course of about a year on my Patreon page. So if you want to watch them with me, they're on my Patreon. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to continue doing that. I promise I will get to a decision very, very soon. However, I've watched Young Royals. I think I watched all of it. I may have watched all of it. I'm not sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But Young Royals, absolutely loved that. I loved listening to them speak Swedish, and it's kind of like young people Swedish, isn't it? And they go into English a little bit, and I just loved it. I was like, oh my God, I want to speak Swedish. This is probably the program that made me want to speak Swedish. Is that weird? I don't know. Anyways.
Ja. Det stämmer inte. Jag har inte snackat med mina föräldrar överhuvudtaget.
Nej, jag är ledsen men det är redan bestämt.
Dansk. This one is really the odd one out. So, Danish is spoken by approximately 5 million people, just like Norwegian. The spelling is close to Norwegian because Danish rule over Norway. So, bokmål is kind of like Norwegian written in Danish, in a sense. But it all boils down to pronunciation.
Lille solskinner og lille skåner. Jeg har fået bestilt en ambulance til kl. 72.
Dette skal bli den bedste sammen i mitt liv.
Kameloso.
I definitely want to be fair in this video, and I don't want to hate on the Danish or the Danish language. I've tried to learn Danish myself, but if you're into meeting a lot of...
That says a lot. He said he's tried to learn Danish. That speaks 1,000 words. Because if he's trying to learn it, that means it's not easy for it to be mutually intelligible. Like, you Swedes can't just understand Danish. He said he has to learn it. So that tells me Danish is kind of out of the question. It would be either Norwegian or Swedish, clearly.
people and speaking a lot, this might be a huge hurdle for you, or you're a person that really gets a kick out of it, then by all means, go for it.
Dernede har vi skolelederens kontor, og det er Rasmus, som har du mødt. Han sidder dernede med sin sekretær.
Other than that, like I said, spelling is kind of like Norwegian. They share a bunch of vocabulary, but Danish and Swedish are on the same side of the family tree, so there are a bunch of similarities there as well. Swedish has a bunch of German vocabulary, so does Danish, but for some reason, other words. So if you are German, one of these languages will definitely be something for you to learn rather than Norwegian in that case. Now, speaking as a Swede...
Well, if there's more Germanic words... Well, he said Danish has a lot as well. I definitely think it's probably easy. I don't know, which one is easier for an English speaker, do you think? I mean, for me, because I've been listening to so much Swedish, I've watched so many TV shows in Swedish over the past 2 years. I've consumed a lot of Swedish. I do feel like it makes sense. I've visited Sweden, but I've also visited Denmark. But anyways, for a short amount of time, I feel like Swedish makes sense. But then I've heard that Norwegian is just that little bit easier for someone who is English. I could be wrong though.
Spoken Norwegian is not a problem. 99-98% of that is understandable to me. It's hard to say, right? But it's mostly not a problem. But Danish requires a lot of practice. But if you look at reading, I understand just as much Danish as Norwegian. 99%. I've read novels in both languages, and I usually have to look up like 1 or 2 words tops. So that is not a problem.
Jag talar danska. Jag snackar dansk.
Jag talar danska. Jag snackar dansk.
Eller snackar dansk.
So I see you little for Swedish. Great job. Click here to learn.
Did he just say, I heard you prefer Swedish? Say that again.
Taler snakker dansk.
So I see you settled for Swedish. Great job. Click here to learn.
Very presumptuous. It kind of makes sense that I go for Swedish, but I'm curious about Norwegian. Should we have a look at the Norwegian language and let me see if I think that it sounds like I'm gonna look on YouTube. I'm gonna extend this video. I'm gonna look on YouTube. I'm gonna find a video learning basic words in Norwegian, and I'll let you know if I find it easier to learn. Let's see. Okay, so guys, I found a video from, like they have the easy Swedish, have the easy Norwegian, because I don't think I've actually listened to the Norwegian language properly. And I just want to know, between Swedish and Norwegian, which sounds easier to me to understand. I'm going to listen and see if I can actually tell the difference, and see if there's any difference. I don't know. Let's see.
Hei, Sindre her. Dette
Hi. You guys don't say hi, you say hey. Don't you say hey? That's a bit different.
Easy Norwegian episode 1. Vi stiller spørsmålet, hva typisk norsk?
I just heard that one sentence. It sounds like Swedish without the melody. I mean, it's got melody, but without it sounds a bit more straightforward. Wait. Maybe it's just him.
Hva typisk norsk?
Brunost. Ullgenser og brunost.
Brunost. Flere som svarer brunost. Annet som typisk norsk.
Ski.
Greit, tusen takk.
Ja, det gammelost? Gammelost? Ja.
Så ost det noe av det mest typiske norske?
Granbare ost, ja.
Brunost.
Typisk norsk. Hva typisk norsk, Lea?
Guys, they sound very clear. I'm not saying that Swedes don't sound clear, but even the way he's just typisk norsk, he's and I understood him saying what is typical Norwegian to his daughter Leah, and I didn't have to read that English to kind of understand. I don't know. Very, very clear. Norwegian is very, very clear. I don't know. It might be a little bit closer to English. Anyway, let's see.
Spiser brunost. Det typisk norsk. Ja.
Ostehøvler.
Ostehøvler. Ja, det godt svar. Tusen takk.
Brunost. Ski. Jeg vet ikke.
What the hell is brown cheese though, guys? You know what brown cheese is?
Det fårikål.
Fårikål.
Jeg vil det. Brunost og... Ja.
Hva det som typisk norsk?
Typisk norsk. Brunost.
Brunost.
Oi, brunost, det et oppbrukt svar. Men...
Det helt riktig.
Yeah, the words are similar, riktig is right. It's it sounds the same, but not the same. I might not watch this whole video, but I'm that is something to think about. But then what the guy said in the last video makes a lot of sense. He said only 5 million people speak Norwegian. Whereas, didn't he say 20 million people speak Swedish or something like that? A lot more people speak Swedish. And then if you speak Swedish, you can communicate with Norwegians. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Norwegian, it's but is Norwegian easier to learn? Maybe, I don't know, maybe not.
Hva typisk norsk? Jeg vet ikke. Vi finner oss I veldig mye.
Jeg vil si mer troll.
Fjell. Å klage på været.
I dag?
Det litt stygge skyer. Det gjør vi. Vi har det så greit at vi finner oss I mange sånne småting som veldig kjipe.
For eksempel
They actually do have a melody, don't they? They do have a melody. It's just a little bit different from your melody. It's like a cute melody, but it's not as, I'd say yours is a little bit more sing-songy and theirs are a bit more, I want to say this in the nicest way possible, don't shoot me. Hurdy-gurdy, gurdy-gurdy. Kind of like farmers. Because we also have farmers in the UK, in England, like the West Country. The West Country farm, I can't do the accent, but in the southwest, the very southwest of our country, they also have a similar sort of farmer-sounding accent. But I can hear a clear difference between Norwegian, the accent, and Swedish. But the words are like 90-something%. I've heard these words before, but in Swedish, in a Swedish way. What do I think? I think I've already made my decision. I think it makes sense to learn Swedish, doesn't it? Because I even from listening to this, I'm like, oh, I've heard these words before. They sound clearer, maybe a little bit in Norwegian, but because I understand the melody, I've listened to the melody of Swedish a lot, it was not difficult. If I was coming in blind, completely blind, and I was coming in and I was like, I've never heard it, I didn't hear any Swedish, I don't know any Swedish, or listen to any Swedish, listen to any Norwegian, or Danish, and I'm British, I would go for Norwegian because it is the most kind of straightforward. I don't have to learn any melody, but because I've been listening to the melody, I'm used to the melody of Swedish. Does this make sense? So it makes sense to learn these words in Swedish, in a Swedish tone. Does that make sense? I'm going to listen to a little bit more, but I think that's the choice I've made. Makes a lot more sense. And all of you are Swedish anyways.
Mat?
Ja, vi fant oss jo i greiene til Ruter veldig lenge. Det er jo en ting. Vi finner oss i litt sånn halvgod styring av landet, fordi den er liksom såpass OK at det går greit. Men jeg tenker det er ganske typisk norsk, egentlig.
Skal jeg brunost? Brunost, vafler, bunad, sånne ting.
Gå i fjellet.
Fjelltur, brunost, bunad. Så hvis jeg har på meg bunad, spiser brunost og går i fjellet, da...
Er det noe? Så har en geit på slep og kjøttkaker. Overlegne. Litt sånn sjø.
Ooh, is that true? Do they feel, what's the word she said?
Overlegne.
Overlegne. Is that the same in Swedish? She said cocky, arrogant, confident. Are Norwegians very arrogant and confident? Is that true? How do you see them in Sweden? Let me know. I'm not gonna watch all of this because
sånn sjølgodhet, tror jeg. Det tror jeg. Vi er litt sjølgode.
I'm supposed to hear her speak because she's an older Norwegian lady.
Er jo selv.
Ja, jeg tror det. Ser på oss som veldig sånn... Vi burde se på oss som privilegerte, men det er ikke sikkert vi husker det støtt.
Yeah, it's Swedish with an accent. That's what it is. It sounds like Swedish with an accent. If I could speak Swedish, I think I would understand Norwegian. I think I would go there and I'd be like, oh, that's a cute accent, but I understand what you're saying. I think you'd get by. Ah, okay. So yeah, I made my decision. I'm definitely learning Swedish because why not? Because, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, guys. Maybe I should learn Swedish from someone who's from Western Sweden. What do you think? Speaking of which, before you go, I've actually been looking on a site. I'm trying to get a sponsorship from them. I probably won't get one, but anyways, I've been looking on the site and they have loads of like Swedish speakers, and I want to pick one. I don't know who to pick. I've shortlisted some. Actually, I might just show you. Do you want to see them? It should be fine, right? They're on a website, so I can show you the people. And I'm trying to pick between them. You guys could probably help me pick a Swedish teacher for me to learn Swedish. What do you think? Let's have a look. Okay, guys. I'm on this site. It's called Preply. Like I said, I'm trying to get some sort of sponsorship. So if there's anyone from Preply, get on here and I can get a discount code or something like that. I don't know what YouTubers do, whatever they do. And there's 35 Swedish teachers that are available. Now, I need to pick between these Swedish teachers. I have made a short list of teachers already. Ooh, this one I was nearly paid for. And I like these. So I'm going to go through these and you let me know which one's the best.
Hi and welcome to Super Swedish with Carl. Välkomna till Supersvenska med Carl. I'll say this in English first and then I'll say part of it in Swedish. Okay, I have a short-term program which is 5 to 10 hours. We'll use my specially designed book for this and you will learn the basics. You'll learn how to say hi, how to talk about the weather, to introduce yourself to new people, and to order at a cafe, and most importantly, to ask questions. So after 5 to 10 hours, you'll be able to conduct lessons in Swedish. You'll be able to speak Swedish with me and learn Swedish using Swedish. So you will learn Swedish from Swedish with this program and with my book. Moving on. Beginner level, 1 to 3 months. That's equivalent of level A1, A2.
Okay.
I'll help you with that. We'll do it using books, music, YouTube, culture, news. We'll have a lot of fun and we'll talk about different things. It's a laugh fest. That sounds a bit exaggerated, but I'm not exaggerating.
He seems fun. Don't you think he seems fun? I like him. Let me know where you rate him. I like him. I think he seems fun. So this Carl, he's £41 for a 50-minute lesson. He seems like a nice guy. I think there's a book. I don't know if he wants me to purchase his book. Oh, I am the author of the book series Super Swedish. So he's also maybe selling his book as well. I don't know. But I like his enthusiasm. Okay, this is the next guy. Pontus. I've already watched his video, but I like him as well. I am Swede living in the country of Indonesia. So we have something in common because I used to live in Thailand. You guys know this. I love art, culture, history, and not least grammar and spelling. My accent is standard svenska. I grew up in both Stockholm and Skåne. Is it Skåne? Skåne. Isn't Skåne Danish? Isn't it? Danish, but like South Sweden, right? Near the border of Denmark, right? So he's got a Stockholmer / a Skåne accent. My pronunciation, both in Swedish and English, is clear and non-regional. That is his big talking, isn't he? Big talking. Let's see what he's like.
Hey, my name is Pontus, and I'm a Swedish teacher.
How do you make it bigger?
I'm a native Swedish speaker. I was born in Sweden, and I can teach you Swedish. The way we'd learn is just like this, over the internet, using a camera, and we'll have lessons like this. We'd use a book. Usually I use a book called Rivstart, which is a really good book, and it gives us a structure for how it works to learn and go through all the different steps in order to learn a language. But we'll follow the pace that you want and that you are comfortable with. Now, I'm a little bit different than some other Swedish teachers in the way that I have lived outside of Sweden for a long time. I have lived in the United States for about 10 years. I lived in the UK for even longer than that. And right now I'm living in Indonesia. This means that I have looked at Sweden.
Okay. Before he continues, that's a plus, isn't it? Because he's lived in Indonesia. I lived in Thailand for a little bit. He's lived in the UK over 10 years. I'm from the UK. This is a good one.
Sweden from the outside, maybe a little bit more than many people who live there their whole lives. So maybe I can understand some of the things that you might be going through because you see things in Sweden that you that are culturally different, things that are done differently in Sweden than perhaps they are done where you come from. So these are the sort of things where we could explore these things and we could use it as we talk about Swedish culture and how you can adapt to Swedish, not only Swedish language, but also to the culture in Sweden.
I like him.
So I know about part of my interests are the history, the culture, traveling, and those sorts of things. So we can talk about that.
I like him. His English is perfect. Like his English is probably better than my English. Like it's really good. He's £34, 50-minute session. And yeah, so he's native in English. I would say he's definitely native in English. Native in Swedish. He can speak a bit of Spanish and German and Indonesian. I'm impressed. Okay, so that's Pontus. Then there's Robert. He's another one that I was watching. He said, "My name is Robert. I'm from Sweden. Värmdö. I don't know if I said that correctly, but that's where he's from. I like the outdoors, politics, history, music, and fantasy games. I've been giving both individual and group lessons since 2019, online and face-to-face. So he's fairly new, but yeah, he's the cheapest of the bunch so far. Let's listen to Robert.
Hej, Robert heter jag och kommer från Värmdö som ligger strax utanför Stockholm. Sen 2019 har jag dock bott utomlands och under hela min vistelse så har jag arbetat som just svenska lärare. Jag har riktigt bra...
His Swedish sounds very, very clear, but I don't speak Swedish, so I don't know what he's saying, apart from I heard that he comes from Stockholm. So I think this is all...
som är grundat i teorin att när man kan de 1000 mest använda orden i ett språk, då kan man prata det. Och beroende på hur engagerad du är som student, så redan efter 6, 7, 8 lektioner ungefär så pratar vi bara på svenska. Om du redan kan en del och vill förbättra ditt vokabulär eller uttal så kan jag självklart hjälpa till med det också.
His Swedish is very clear. Because I could hear individual words. He was talking about speaking Swedish, talking about vocabulary. He was saying other things, and I could hear each individual word. I will give him that, although his video is not in Swedish.
Så boka en lektion och så ses vi snart. Tack så mycket.
He said something about book him and something you'll see me soon. Thank you very much. Something like that. What I do like about him is his Swedish is very clear. He sounds like he's got a good grasp of the Swedish language, and it sounds very, very, very clear. What do you think? Let me know what he said as well, and let me know where you think he ranks amongst these guys. Right, next one. Julian. He's a native Swedish tutor and he's a polyglot. I think that means you can speak 3 or 4 languages with over 3 years of experience. Hello, my name is Julian. I am a Swedish tutor and polyglot. I have experience teaching all levels, ages, and backgrounds, meeting new people and learning new things. This is a real passion for me. My main way of teaching is through comprehensible input. This includes reading articles, watching videos, and much more. But I also do some grammar breakdowns using textbooks. He sounds nice. Native Swedish speaker. He's proficient in German and English. Okay, and then he can speak a bit of intermediate French, intermediate Portuguese, and beginner Greek. So he can speak multiple languages. That's a plus because that means he just knows how to learn languages. He knows what's best to learn languages. 33, so he lands somewhere in the middle between the guys. He's very model-esque. He's very pretty. I'm just going to be honest. He's a good-looking guy. But that should never persuade me to do a lesson with someone. Do you know what I mean? It has to be about the skill, not about the looks, guys. Not about the looks.
Hej, jag heter Julian. Hello, my name is Julian and I could be your next Swedish tutor. I have been teaching Swedish online for 2 years now, and I've had almost 200 students from many different backgrounds. I myself love learning languages, and I think one-on-one lessons is a great way to learn your way. I focus a lot on comprehensible input, but I have other methods too. I do use some grammar books, etc. I grew up in Stockholm, but I grew up in a multicultural family, so I can also speak fluent German. I invite you to book a trial lesson so we can start your Swedish journey now. And I hope I see you soon. Bye. Hej då.
Oh, he seems nice as well. He seems very nice as well. Stockholm, so he's from the capital. Do I choose him? Do I choose him? He's from the capital. Is he better than Robert? Is he better than Pontus? Is he better than Carl? There's one more as well. I actually nearly ended up choosing this guy. Let's see if I can get back to his... maybe I can find him. Let's see. I actually looked at all these people and... Where is he gone? I actually looked at all these people and I didn't make the shortlist. Let's put it that way. They didn't make... There he is, Anton. Okay, and there's this guy.
Hello, future students. My name is Anton, but you probably already know that. My method of teaching is quite simple, really. I believe in three things.
Oh, wait. Before we listen to Anton, I need to go on his profile, right? Because you guys haven't read that. You'd be like, why are you not going on his profile? You need to read. Okay. It says Anton B, learning enthusiast, been teaching for 5 years, certified. That's important. He said 5 years, brackets, certified. So he said he's got credentials. Okay. Time to sharpen your skills. Got a specific goal or casually trotting along the learning river? Then let's do it together. Form making, you spelled that wrong. It's from making you into a great public speaker and increasing your self-confident. Confident, not dense. Spelling mistakes in English, but that's okay because he's proficient in English. He's not a native speaker, so that's fine. Yeah. So he says he's got credentials. He said he speaks English at a native level. I wouldn't say native, but I'd say definitely proficient. It said he teaches people from China. The Socratic method, named after the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates, is a teaching and questioning technique and promotes critical thinking and stimulates intellectual discussion. Okay, so he's saying I've got credentials. So what does he mean by credentials? Good reviews. He's got a TEFL. Teaching English as a foreign language is an actual qualification to teach English as a foreign language. He hasn't got one to teach Swedish, but teaching English in a foreign language is the same as teaching Swedish in a foreign language. So that's pretty good that he has a TEFL. Do these guys have any credentials? A sales associate of a financial... Carl, that's not related to this, is it? Pontus, let's see. He seemed like he was a smart guy. Business school. He's got a master's degree in management. So not language, but he's got a master's degree. Pretty good. And Robert doesn't have any... He doesn't have any credentials. So, and Julian, I don't know what my Swedish means. Swedish teacher. Okay. That doesn't mean anything to me. It's not a qualification, is it? But he's got experience and he's had a lot of lessons. Okay. So really, Anton, is it Anton? Is that his name? Anton has the most legit credentials. Let's watch his video, sorry.
Hello, future students. My name is Anton, but you probably already know that. My method of teaching is quite simple, really. I believe in three things quite clearly. I believe that building and teaching is quite similar. You start with one block and then you expand. And it's like an archipelago, like small islands. You have to build bridges across of them and you got a whole community, like the Phoenicians. Now, besides that, I think a good thing to teach every student is to be decisive in every aspect and try to do what you set out to do, and I love to help you do that. It makes me happy, and hopefully makes you happy too. And the third thing that is very important,
he's got such a good energy, don't you think? I just think he's sweet. I want someone that's like I would get along with. I just think he's a nice person. He seems like a nice person. He seems very young, but he seems like a nice person. This is 15th of April 2020, so he's older than this now. He's a lot older than this now, so since this was filmed, so maybe he's not that young, but he seems like such a nice guy.
for me, for teaching, is to be happy and have fun. That's why I like to teach. I've been teaching professionally for a couple of years, and I hope I'll get to teach you too. You can try booking a trial with me, and if I can teach Chinese students who doesn't speak a hoot of English how to have a fledged conversation, I think I can teach you in Swedish too, or in English, or anything really. Anything that I know, of course. If you want to cook, maybe you go and, you know, meet Gordon Ramsay or somebody. But if you want to speak, I can help you speak. And speaking is always a pleasure, and it was nice to speak with you. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Yes, goodbye.
He just seems so sweet. I'm sorry, he just seems such a nice person. But yeah, you shouldn't just go for someone that because they're a nice person. But he's a nice. The reason why I actually nearly booked him, is because, I mean, he's charging too low for it. He's got credentials. He should be charging more. Don't tell him I said that. But also, he's actually got an actual TEFL qualification teaching English as a foreign language, but that's okay because he's Swedish and he can speak Swedish as a native speaker, and he can use the TEFL to teach Swedish as well. By the way, guys, I also have a TEFL. I also have a teaching English as a first language because I was going to try and become an English teacher in Thailand. So I also have that qualification as well. But I just know that he's had a good foundation, he's got experience. So that's why I like him, and his personality seems really nice. So yeah, I kind of shortlisted these guys. Sorry, not this one. These guys, Carl, Pontus. I also really like Pontus. I think he seems like he's got some good credentials online right now. Seems like he's on it. Robert and Julian, who seems like a nice guy. What do you guys think? This is a weird video. I'm sorry. It's very long as well. We just hung out and talked about like learning languages. But yeah, what do you guys think? Who do you think I should go for? Let me know in the comment section below. You probably could find these guys on Preply as well, and let me know. And if there's someone you think I should have shortlisted, let me know in the comment section below. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, I will see you very soon.